Hey everyone, it's Joric. Welcome back. I hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. I am hopefully going to talk in this video about some potential good news for those of you that are looking to immigrate to Portugal. When we immigrated in 2019, the agency that handled that and had oversight was called CEF. And when we moved, Portugal was becoming a really trendy place to move, but not as many people were moving, and CEF had the agency had enough people to where when you got your appointment in your home council or your home country's council, and you then got your appointment in Portugal, that was about a 90-day window from when you moved to Portugal to when you had your appointment, and that was fairly routine for years. But after the pandemic, Portugal blew up in a positive way as far as a place that people wanted to visit and to live. So with that, more people going, more applications, but the agency or the government didn't hire more people. And then they transitioned to an agency called AMA, which is essentially the same employees. Most of them are the same employees from the old agency. And now you have exponentially more people trying to get into the country. And there's all kinds of back issues. There's a backlog. There's still a backlog of people trying to finalize things from Brexit, which is years ago now. There are many immigrants that have come into the country and are no longer there, that that appointment slot still shows for there, or there's some unsubstantiated documentation that Portugal's waiting for. So along with hundreds of thousands of cases in a backlog and in a queue, so at least it looks like AIMA is going to get some help. Now, this has not been approved yet. It's been suggested. So many things in Portugal get suggested and never happen. But I really hope this is one that the government does move forward with and approve, getting up to 450 more employees to help the situation as far as the staffing goes, which is going to be, about a 40% increase in their staffing, which they needed years ago, but 40% now is better than never, which should address a few things. The final people from Brexit, British, that are still waiting for documentation or what they should have been granted when Brexit took place. The hundreds of thousands of backlogged cases that have just been mucking up and muddying up the waters that need to get addressed. Are the immigrants still in Portugal? If not, close the case and move on. If so, get the documentation, figure out what the story is, get them the temporary residency, and move on. Because there's so many new cases coming in that now it sometimes can take longer to get that appointment at the Portugal consulate, or if you make the decision that if you have an appointment set and you choose to change that, sometimes it can take several months up to a year to get back in based upon your original appointment. So if and when you get an appointment to a Portuguese consulate once you're in the country, please, unless you have a medical emergency, please do not change that appointment, because then it throws you off on your immigration, and then it just backs things up even further. But this is potentially good news for those of you looking to go to Portugal, because all of us that make Portugal content talk about the backlog, and just this is the biggest frustration often that you will experience when trying to move to Portugal. They don't make it easy, and even when we moved, no country should make it, I think, easy to get in, but it was a much simpler process and straightforward, and the timelines were much tighter when we moved several years ago. For those of you that are looking at it now at the making of this video, it's not as simple, and there's just more hoops, and part of that is it's a staffing issue. So let's hope Portugal comes to their senses, realize how interested people around the world are to move there, to live there and retire. And let's hope this takes place. I really hope. If they move forward and approve this, I'll probably make an updated video so those of you that are interested in Portugal can see it. As always, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your travels.